It's an Anglo-French showdown in the Cooperative Championship here at Craven Park, where Barrow Raiders, second in the table, face playoff contenders Toulouse Olympic. Barrow in the news this week with their capture of Jamie Rooney from Wakefield, and Barrow hoping to go to the top of the table tonight above Halifax. Just a point between the two of them at the top of the table. Widnes, Featherstone, Whitehaven and Sheffield Eagles make up the top six, the playoff positions, but Toulouse Olympique are just outside. A win for them would shoot them up the table. Well, it has been a busy week for the Barrow Raiders. Andrew Brocklehurst sacked by the club for disciplinary reasons, but into the club comes Jamie Rooney from Wakefield Trinity Wildcats on loan for the rest of the season, and the 29-year-old makes his debut tonight with Broadbent at full-back. Then it's Chris Larkin, Andreas Bauer, Liam Harrison, James Nixon, Liam Finch and Jamie Rooney. Darren Holt is out injured for the Raiders. And in the forwards, Brett McDermott, Andy Ellis, Andy Braychek, Paul Noon, Ned Katic and Zeb Luisi. And on the bench, Chris Young, Jamie Butler, Scott Kagan and Joe McKenna. The coach is Dave Clark. Well, Toulouse are missing some key men. Nathan Wynne dislocated his shoulder last week. Also out, a French international, Sébastien Planas and Sylvain Hules. They have Rory Bromley at full-back, Sebastian Payan, Florian Quintilla, Damien Couturier, Telly Pello, Constant Vilgas and Martin Mitchell. In the forwards, Brendan Worth, Adrian Viala, Matthew Griffey, Timothy Wynne, Anthony Maria, and the captain at loose forward is Eric Anselm. And on the bench, Johan Barto, Nicolas Delgal, Nicolas Faure and Jean-Christophe Bourlan, and the coach Gilles Dumas. And both teams looking to bounce back after disappointing results last time out. Barrow beaten at the Batley Bulldogs, while Toulouse lost at home to Featherstone Rovers. And is the prospect of a Northern Rail Cup final appearance just starting to play on the minds of the Barrow Raiders. They've lost the last two games, of course. In between, they qualified for that final appearance against the Widnes Vikings. They've got to get their minds back on the championship, and their abrasive chairman Des Johnson making just that point in really firm and strong language in tonight's programme, saying that those employed by Barrow RL, it's time to either get on the bus or get off it, because I'll be working as hard as ever to ensure that Barrow will be flat out to competing right up to the last minute of this season. He doesn't mince his words, Terry, does he?
Well, he definitely says it as it is, doesn't he? He won't stand for second best. They're in a final next week, but first of all, they've got to beat this Toulouse side and put up a real good competition, because last week Dave Clark there in your picture to your left-hand side was really disappointed in their effort that they played against when they played against Batley. But as well, this Toulouse side beaten fair and square by Featherstone at home, so it's going to be a real big, interesting tussle tonight.
And of course, all eyes will be on Jamie Rooney, and he trained with the side yesterday. The deal was done at about tea time. Had time to just find his way around the stadium and find his peg in the dressing room. Then he was out on the training pitch with this side, and that's a great scalp for the Barrow Raiders, isn't it?
That shows the ambition that Des Johnson's got with this club. And the last time Jamie Rooney played in this competition, he played for Featherstone and he scored 429 points in the last season. What a tremendous buy.
Referee is Gareth Hewer, just about to get us underway, and it will be Jamie Rooney who'll launch Barrow Raiders with this kick. And Eric Anselm has lost that one, and it's immediately gobbled up by Barrow. A dreadful start by the Toulouse captain.
That shows the quality of Jamie Rooney. I was going to make the point that it's a difficult position to walk into a new side. That's fantastic defence there. Great shot from this Toulouse. Just watch this. Eric Anselm unfortunately loses it in the sun. Barrow get possession. A risky offload from Noon gives it back to them. I was just going to say that Jamie Rooney needs to establish a relationship with all the players from Barrow really, really early on. They'll respect him enough to follow him when he's got the ball. Will he have enough respect from them to get them in the right parts of the pitch, put them in the places where he wants them to be?
Well, Barrow Raiders with a bit of a score to settle against this Toulouse side. They lost in Toulouse back in May, 22 points to 14. A disappointing trip to Southwest France that was as well, especially as they were ahead in the game at one point. They felt pretty hard done by. But Toulouse are a much different prospect these days when you consider that we saw them at the start of the season getting absolutely hammered by the Widnes Vikings by 70 points to 0, and now look at them, they are playoff contenders as Mitchell puts that kick in.
They're definitely up to speed, they've got a bit of confidence. I'm really impressed me when every time I've watched Martin Mitchell play, who's the number 9, and Brendan Worth, who's the big prop forward, the number 8. They really do lay that platform, and that Martin Mitchell is robust, he's tough, and he really gets them going forward.
But they are going to miss Nathan Wynn, their major points contributor. Significant that the only other goal kicker in the side, Damien Couturier, has only kicked 3 goals all season, and that's been Wynn's job. The referee belatedly saying that he had called held. Eric Anselm pointing out that he didn't hear him.
Well, it's a 50-50 call. This Eric falls off the player, Eric Anselm. And both sets of players are unsure whether the tackle's complete. Toulouse go in to finish it. I think they're hard done by there.
First penalty of the game then goes the way of the Barrow Raiders. Maybe under a little bit of pressure here this evening after the harsh words of their chairman. That wasn't all he had to say either. I think that was probably the more moderate extract from his lecture.
Well, everyone's waiting for the reaction. What are they going to produce? And are they going to be absolutely on top form with Jamie Rooney, or are they going to come up with a lacklustre performance?
There's Brett McDermott heading towards the sidelines, but takes the tackle. Tackled by Griffey, he was. Here is Andy Braychek, and Braychek was one of the first significant signings of this new era at Barrow Raiders, a real indication of the intentions of the club. The Welsh international just playing the ball for Barrow now. Here's Harrison. Liam Harrison, really tough to stop. So first big opportunity for the Barrow Raiders, and first opportunity for Rooney to hoist a crossfield kick. And well taken it was by Sebastian Payan. Under pressure.
Under pressure, but he didn't take his focus. Look at him, he wanted that ball to come with him. He knew exactly where he was.
Got the ball in field.
And that is just a real good, enthusiastic start from this Toulouse side as well. And you talk about who's the go-to players. There's Sebastian Payan. He's a real big, brave player. Every time I've watched him play for this Toulouse side. But you watch when Barrow get the ball, they always look to shift it to the left-hand side, because Liam Harrison, the centre, is the big go-to man.
It's a good goal line dropout, reaches Brett McDermott inside his own half, picks it up, but by that time the big guys had arrived for Toulouse. And they've got some size in the pack, have Toulouse, with Worth and Matthew Griffey, the 2 props. On the charge now. Katic playing under a bit of a cloud, of course. He was sent off in the final minute of that defeat against Batley. And not only was he sent off, well, he was yellow carded initially, but then was abusive towards the official, was then red carded, and I think was abusive after that. So he's got problems when he faces the disciplinary. Bauer, great offload from him. The ball came squirting out, really, but well gathered by Chris Larkin. Larkin plays the ball. On the last now, Rooney, little grubber kick fired in, and to Mitchell. Did he play at that? He did. That's going to be another goal line dropout.
Second goal line dropout forced by the Barrow side. A really clever little kick. He's so alert. Big Brett McDermott pushing up, putting him under all kinds of pressure. Mitchell just had a little play of that ball. Didn't think it had the legs to go. There's the little play. Just lifts his right arm. And there we go. Brett McDermott, let's see what he can do.
Broadbent to McDermott now. McDermott up to the Toulouse 30-metre line. Tackled by Adrian Viala. Driven to the ground by Matthew Griffey. McDermott plays the ball. Here's Braychek now. Good run from Braychek.
That's 2. Go.
Andy Ellis been in outstanding form. Rooney's pass finds Harrison. Harrison gets the ball out wide, and it's gobbled up, and they'll get the penalty because the Toulouse player was dragging back. I think it was Nixon who was going for the ball. It was Mitchell who just had a hold of his shirt.
Barrow are just pummeling Toulouse's line here. Unfortunately, Can't keep hold of that ball and was held back, quite rightly penalised. The referee putting his stamp on early in this game.
His break check once more.
Move! 2 feet line.
Ellis now. Ellis has room to run. He likes to do that. Scored a hatload of tries lately. Man of the match in the last Barrow performance on Sky Sports. Here's Paul Noon. Noon tackled by Griffey.
Move! Stay.
Couturier in there as well for Toulouse. Coming from deep now. It's with Liam Finch. Finch trying to take him on himself, but going nowhere for this Barrow Raiders side.
Wait. Go.
Ellis directing operations and linking up with Rooney. Rooney still trying to step his way through. Ever nearer that line, Jamie Rooney. What a start that would be for him to get on the scoreboard early on his Barrow Raiders debut. On the last now, and they're running it. The pass out wide to Larkin, and Larkin has lost that ball. And in touch eventually.
Ball's lost.
And the referee, Gareth Hewer, will bring them back for the turnover.
Very expansive play from Barrow here. They're shifting it from one side to the other. I think that pass may even been a touch forward as well, but enough signs for me from Toulouse that they're very line proud. A whole host of defending they had to do on their own line. Let's see what they've got in the tank to get away from it.
Worth able to offload that ball.
Second movement. Andy Hall.
So this is the first opportunity for Toulouse with the ball in hand for some time. Here is their captain, Eric Anselm.
And you look at the way Toulouse played, they're not bothered about mixing it right up that middle channel. Every time that Barrow have had the ball, they played it really wide, tried to get outside the tight 3 defenders. But there you go, a mistake from Toulouse coming off. They've been defending their own line, they've made 35 tackles. And there you go.
Claiming he was tackled before he caught the ball. Look at him pointing at the Barrow defender. Just catch the ball first.
Down the 20.
Anthony Maria feeling hard done by, the former Saint-Gaudin man. But it's Barrow Raiders back in possession with Liam Finch. Finch and Harrison has found Akers of Spade, and he's found Mixon now. Mixon coming back in field. Brendan Worth is there to make the tackle for Toulouse.
Go.
Well, Nixon felt that, getting to his feet very slowly. Here's Braychek. Was hoping to offload that, but he's surrounded by a posse of Toulouse players.
Right here.
Holding him up and then putting him to the ground. Rooney already linking up nicely, and again they're looking out wide, but too far wide. Straight into touch, way past the hands of Chris Larkin.
And again, Zeb Luisi favouring to try and come and take him outside. He looks for that big play,
20, yeah.
but it's just not on. Chris Larkin is not the Jolly Green Giant, and he just can't get to that ball. But they've had all the field position, they've had 2 penalties, they've had 2 goal line dropouts, and still this Toulouse defence has been strong.
Still the pace has been good here, and considering the temperature is still must be in the high 20s here. Mind you, Toulouse was saying when they got here that this was quite cool compared with what it's been like in the south west of France. It was 37 degrees yesterday in the city, and they stopped in, or they came via Paris yesterday, and it was even hotter there. They're on the break now. Wild pass and offside, as that pass was knocked forward.
This is an excellent offload, a right-handed carry, and he offloads it to his right, a very difficult skill. That's great stuff. Eric Anselm in space, trying to find some support, and there's a knock-on. And giving Toulouse the penalty in some good field position.
Wait, players, wait.
Best field position Toulouse have had all game so far. Can they show us what they've got in attack? We've seen their defensive capabilities so far. They can put it together in attack. They've scored plenty of tries this season. And Griffey, with a good bustling run, the prop forward, the ex-Catalan man. And here is another of the big bruisers, Brendan Worth, and Worth driving towards that line. The prop, Viala, he's lost that ball. And it was knocked on, says the referee, and another harsh call from Gareth Hewer, and somebody has said something.
Was it knocked on, or did Brett McDermott steal it?
Eric, every time I make a decision, there's
that's
one
what
of our team
Big Eric's saying.
Please do not approach, all right?
Here you see, two-man tackle. Brett McDermott went for it with his right hand, dislodged the ball. You see there he makes a play for it, but back chatting to the referee will not do you any favours, and they've given a penalty away. All that hard-earned field position that they've come up with, they've now got to defend near their own line.
How did he know we were back chatting him? He might have been saying hello and good evening, and what a good decision.
I think there's some good English speakers in this Toulouse side. Well, I imagine Brendan Worth from Northern Territory. And also, yes, you know, there might be the tone of it might...
All the 10. Wait.
And it didn't do Ned Kattick any good last week, and looks as though he's going to miss the Northern Rail Cup final by all accounts.
55% of communication is non-verbal, Bill. I found that out in a book. I read a book the other day.
Play on.
Terry?
I didn't know it said that in them sort of stats in the bean or something like that.
The kick finds touch, and Toulouse will get head and feet at the scrum.
Jamie Rooney's kicking game is obviously a big part of what he does week in, week out in the Super League. I think these championship sides are really going to know that he's a good player, a lot of tricks in his box, and is not afraid to use them. I think he's going to score a lot of points in this division.
Well, nobody's scoring any points yet, and 12.5 minutes gone on a sultry evening now here in Barrow. So we're saying the temperature still must be nudging 30, but there is a breeze, and that breeze is a very welcome one. It just seems to have sprung up since the game kicked off, really. Just an occasional gust of wind as the penalty goes against Barrow.
There's a high tackle from Ned Cat. Oh, it's from Brett McDermott. Is it a high tackle or a grapple or a forearm on the chest? Nevertheless, the weather will play a big part, and in fact, if there's no points scored after 20 minutes, they're going to sensibly take a water break. But it's very hot in Barrow, very sweaty conditions. I'm sweating like a duck up here, Bill.
Well, the two coaches and the referee agreed before the game that would be the strategy. That they would be allowed to have a water break. And the way it's going, it's looking like that, but maybe not, because Luisi has intercepted that ball. Zeb Luisi weaving his way and looking for support now with Bauer, and Bauer just tackled, but still back on his feet. Noon now. Noon back on the inside to Rooney. Rooney is tackled. Was looking to link up with Larkin, but wasn't able to do that. But the danger isn't averted for Toulouse yet. Brendan Worth is still getting back into the defensive line. Here is Harrison. Harrison for Nixon. Nixon for the corner. And James Nixon will get the first try of the game, although referee Hewer has asked the video ref just to see whether James Nixon grounded that ball, or was it had a foot in touch.
I think he's just going to see if there was a little stumble. Did he have hold of the ball and ground it correctly?
I think first look it was a try.
Here we go.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But what fantastic play from this Barrow side. They've been put under pressure, and then they come up with a breakaway effort. They go down, play the ball, spin it wide, and that to me looks like it's a try.
Referee having a water break. Try is awarded. Try number 18 of the season, but the first in 5 games for James Nixon. It's hit a bit of a drought, and he'll be glad to get over the whitewash again.
There you see Zeb Luisi with the interception. He goes, he steps off his right foot, he's starts looking for support. You can see the Toulouse players flooding back. They go, they take the tackle. Paul Noon again, it looks it. Jamie Rooney, is he going to score on his debut? No, he's not. He plays the ball and they move it wide. They shift it to the left-hand side, and it's that big ball to the go-to player, Liam Harrison, and he just passes it on to James Nixon, probably the fastest man on this pitch for Barrow.
So they get their water break, and James Nixon gets the first points of the game. And can Rooney add the extras? What a contribution that is. A touchline conversion. And the crowd already taking to the new favourite here at the Mark Coward Stadium at Craven Park. Jamie Rooney with that conversion, and Barrow Raiders lead by 6 points to 0.
It's a fantastic set of hands that puts Nixon in the corner, but I was particularly impressed with the way that Bauer intercepted that ball, knowing that Toulouse were playing a bit of rugby. When they got down in their opposition's 20, they were using each other as ball players, forwards passing to one another. Bauer recognised that and intercepted.
Brett McDermott taking that ball up, strongly challenged by Griffey and Brendan Worth, and Worth in there again with another big hit.
Go.
But again, looking to give the ball some width. Here is Liam Harrison, and Harrison, really strong unit, known to his teammates as the Beast. There's Braychek, just inside their own half now. Barrow Raiders looking for a win to take them back to the top of the table above Halifax. Rooney puts the kick in, looking to find a touch, but finds instead the dead ball line.
Probably not the kick that Jamie Rooney wanted to put in. He was trying to grind down that field position, because in these conditions you can see now the Toulouse players struggling to get back. They've defended an awful lot. They've made 52 tackles in this first 15 minutes. An awful lot. And when you ask your big lads to get behind the ball and bring it forward, it's a real tough ask, Bill.
Here is Eric Anselm, well known to Leeds Rhinos supporters. Another penalty.
Offside.
Goes the way of Toulouse Olympic. Offside.
Just a line speed a little bit too keen here. Just on the left top of your screen. I think he got a call from the touch judge there. 3 or 4 just in front, giving a bit of cheap field position.
It's going to be a loss for the Barrow Raiders if he is, as expected, suspended for the Northern Rail final, Ned Katic. And another penalty.
And I think it's Ned again. I think he stripped the ball.
There's no doubt he stripped this ball in contact.
Or is he going to be a loss?
Watch his arm. Bang, there you go. Just out of interest, just watch when Toulouse get in their opposition's half, how many players run with support and actually give it to the bloke that's running with them.
So another penalty takes Toulouse deep into Barrow Raiders territory. No, he will be a lost Katic. I mean, on a positive side, he's scored a lot of tries. He's helped create some tries as well. Plenty of them for the Barrow Raiders.
Well, the last time we were up here, he set up the match-winning try, didn't he, for
Andy
Ellis?
Yep. He got a hat-trick against Halifax as well. They will miss him. Meanwhile, here's Toulouse, right in front of the Barrow Raiders posts. Again, Griffey makes the first run. Now here's Mitchell. Mitchell, short ball. They're over the line. And I think it's Tim Wynn who's got that ball down, or has he?
Time off.
The short ball from
Ray, can you check the ground?
Mitchell found Tim Wynn on the charge. Nathan Wynn might be out of the side, but his cousin Tim fits, and hopefully for Toulouse on the score sheet if he's got that ball down.
Again, Gareth, you were seeing if there was downward pressure. Did he have control on this ball?
No, I think judging by his reaction when he got up, if he does make it over the line, let's just have another look on this angle. There's the first point of contact. He's actually dragged over by the Barrow player. I'm wrong there. I think that might,
check the ground then.
And might be given. This is another angle. There's the ball. There's where it first makes contact with the floor. He's dragged over.
He's still got control over that ball, and
exactly.
Right by Andy Ellis drags him over that line.
Well, Ray Tennant is the video ref, having a good look at this.
I think benefit of the doubt will go with the attacking player.
He's still got control of that.
He's not lost control of that ball.
I don't think he knows an awful lot about it. His nose is buried in the Barrow dirt. But has he got the try? The try is awarded. And Timothy Wynn gets his 3rd try of the season. And the penalties, the back-to-back penalties, were punished.
And that just goes to show you can't give up the field position. They have a couple of real attacking sets and they get over that line. The amount of players, Toulouse players, that will push up in support for each other. Here's the second penalty that Ned Katic gives away. And here we go for the conversion.
Couturier it is who's got the kicking duties. He's landed that one. In the absence of Nathan Wynn, he's on target for only his 4th success with the boot of the season to convert the try from Tim Wynn.
It's a lovely little short pass here. Often when you see the ball go to the bloke in the front door, you think it's going behind to the bloke at the back door, and often it catches defences out. I think it did on that occasion. you're going to see lots of times Toulouse players giving that short pass to the bloke in support.
Rory Bromley then underneath that restart from Rooney. This time Toulouse were wise to it. So Tim Wynn on the score sheet. He's the son of former Australian international Peter Wynn, once of Parramatta. So a good pedigree in this Toulouse side. 6 points apiece then here at Craven Park, the Mark Coward Stadium as it's called, in tribute to a young local amateur player who died earlier in the year.
Look at the honesty in this Toulouse team. Even though the teammates know they're not going to get the ball, they're pushing up in support, meaning that the guy who's carrying the ball is getting a one-on-one tackle.
Vielgas puts the kick in, and it's into the arms of Larkin. Larkin will run it back, and Vielgas there to make the tackle for his side. But quick play the ball, and Gary Broadbent scoops it up to the 30-metre line.
Wait. Go.
Nixon, the try scorer for the Barrow Raiders, but that try now cancelled out by the try from Tim Wynn. Chris Young is on the field, once of Penrith Panthers reserve grade side. Now here's Rooney. Rooney inside his 40 has gone for the 40-20, and Pellos, well, he's made a mess of that, but I think he's managed to prevent a 40-20, but he's nevertheless surely conceded head and feed.
He might have prevented the 40-20, but on the first watch of that kick, I think he's played it, so they'll still get the ball back.
Well, the touch judges said it landed inside the 20, but it didn't.
Okay.
It bounced before the line, and I think it bounced backwards. You'll see Jamie Rooney try that a lot, though. He's not afraid to try things.
Yeah. Just where it comes from.
40-20 given.
Two hands. Get in.
So they get head and feed by some route to the Barrow Raiders, and they're on the attack now with Zeb Luisi. Luisi will play the ball. Rooney goes on his own.
Second, let's move.
Bauer. It's Luisi again. Long ball from Luisi. Finds Finch, but Finch's pass too ambitious, and Harrison couldn't take it.
It was a lovely selection of pass, just a bit too much weight, and it was actually dipping down. Liam Harrison unable to catch it. Here's this 40-20. It bounces before the line. When we saw it from the other angle, it looked like it bounced backwards.
Let's go, Toulouse. Heads in.
I think he's actually ruled that the Toulouse player touched it, so that's where the decision came from. It wasn't a 40-20.
Well, it came to nothing for the Barrow Raiders in the end, so maybe justice was done there.
Go.
And it's Toulouse who bring the ball away.
Go. Tackle through. Move.
Both these sides just in need of a lift after those last results. Jean-Christophe Bourlin, the big burly unit, is on the field for Toulouse Olympique there. Takes the tackle. Real hustle and bustle player. Tends to suggest a bit more than he actually achieves, doesn't he?
He picked out Jamie Rooney there, and Jamie Rooney stood really strong to get him down.
Kicker clear.
Vielgas's kick is straight into the arms of the ever-reliable Gary Broadbent. Oh, and that's a big hit by Vielgas on Larkin it was who brought it back. And here's Nixon. Passed just behind Nixon, didn't do him any favours. Tackled by Jean-Christophe Bourlin. Here goes Broadbent now, and Broadbent runs into Brendan Worth and felt that.
You have to admire Gary Broadbent. He's almost 33 years old, quite old for a rugby player, still going, still in good nick, still giving 110%. Look at that. You won't dishearten him, Toulouse.
Ever present in all 20 games so far this season, Gary Broadbent, a career that stretches back to 1994.
That's all. Go.
And still going, as Barry says, and Rooney now will give this one a bit of height. Rory Bromley at the back for Toulouse, rock solid. Underneath that one, the full-back, and then looking to return it.
Go.
Barrow now have done all the hard work bringing that ball away, but they've got to start turning these big Toulouse players on the back, just like they tried to then with Pello. They've got to start controlling the speed of the ruck in which they're playing the ball.
Tackle
Telly
three.
Pello on the wing for Toulouse
Wait.
Olympique, cousin of Dimitri Pello at Catalan
Hey,
Dragons.
too slow.
And Toulouse gets a penalty. I think there was a hand in there.
Ned Katic giving away another penalty, this time for holding down. You're quite right, Tez. Barrow are trying to win the floor. They're trying to turn the player on the black.
But sometimes, Barry, do you not think it's better trying to get your shoulder in front of and pull off a big shot like this Toulouse side
I
are
do.
doing? And that's why they're dominating.
I do, when Ned Katic was third man in.
And again,
Is he
another
going to get
back-to-back penalty.
He's going for the world record here, Ned Katic.
No, it was Andy Ellis that time.
Andy Ellis just has a stab at the ball.
Head. First time too slow on the
Just
road.
watch this,
Second
the
time,
impact's
right
on the
his
ball
neck.
as he's
Get
falling
two
back.
penalties in 10 seconds.
Has a stab at it.
Yeah,
Correct decision.
And yet it's Ned Katic that he's just called out for a chat.
I think
Going
it's
round the
warning.
throat.
I think he's warning Ned from previous penalties that he's given away.
Oh dear, his reputation's going before him.
What is the world record for penalties in a game? Tez.
Well, it's given the opportunity for Toulouse. Here's Johan Barto. And it's Toulouse on the attack with Nicolas Fauré also on the field.
Let's go.
Now here's Mitchell. Borland was the dummy runner. Mitchell was actually looking for him. Opportunity for Toulouse now, right in front of those Barrow Raiders posts. Villegas. Short ball for Antonia Maria. Maria just short of that try line. Barrow Raiders defence is under pressure. They're over the try line. And it's a try for Bromley. Rory Bromley, I think, has got that down, and no dispute this time. And Bromley, quick as a flash from the play the ball, diving through the Raiders defenders. And Toulouse have come back strongly here, conceding that try from Nixon, but they've hit Barrow Raiders with two quick tries, the second of them now from Bromley, and again the penalties doing the damage.
And it is the same old 6 penalties now that this Barrow side have given away. This is where they just take the ball to the line, and it's the next play in which Bromley, this is really, really upsetting for Dave Clark. He'll be devastated with that. You can see Bromley looking around, he shows it, he gets over, he's just probing all the time. But this is one of the softest tries that you can concede. Andreas Bauer wasn't really aware of what was going to happen there. And again, the penalties letting this Toulouse side back into this game.
Okay.
9th try of the season for Bromley. He's now got 5 in his last 5 games for this Toulouse Olympic side. He was absent at the start of the season, absent when we saw them getting hammered at Widnes in actual fact. But he's a very useful performer, the former Redcliffe Dolphin from Queensland. And now Damien Couturier, he'll speak good English. There's a couple of English clubs, Hull Kingston Rovers and Leigh. And this conversion attempt to extend the Toulouse Olympic lead. He's on target. And they've gone from 6-0 down Toulouse to lead by 12 points to 6 here at Barrow Raiders.
Just watch this play. Toulouse take it right to the line. You think it's going behind the line to the bloke out of the back door. It's given to the bloke at the front door, giving him a one-on-one. Quick play of the ball. And Bromley from dummy half scores the try.
So Toulouse ahead by 12 points to 6. Let's go down to the sidelines and hear from Ben Pro.
Word on the conditions, Bill. You mentioned it's a sultry evening, but interesting that Constant Villegas for the restarts for Toulouse tonight has opted to go to the Barrow right-hand side rather than the left-hand side, defended by James Nixon and Liam Finch. That's where the sun has been shining, and that's when it's very difficult to see. They haven't exploited that tactic as yet. It's also rock hard, the pitch, and we've already seen a couple of goal line dropouts forced by confusion from low kicks.
Good run from Jean-Christophe Borland. He really is a bull of a player. Had a spell at Doncaster. And their tails are up now. Play on, says the referee, as suspicion of a shepherd. Couturier flirting with the touchline, did well to take the tackle. And they go down the short line. It's with Sebastian Payon, and that'll be the turnover. Ambitious from the winger.
They had really good width on the right-hand side, but this is now where Barrow have got to stand up and really earn their corner. Look at this for defence. They're really tight, they're compressed. You've got to be a brave man to carry this ball forward.
And the Barrow supporters, oh, they got what they wanted. Not standing square, says referee Hewer.
A real let-off. You could see all the Toulouse players really jumping forward, revving up for that next shot. But again, just a simple little penalty. It's only concentration that if you can see the man in front of you is not standing square, you've got to make sure and you've got to pull him square on that ruck.
Nicholas Foray it was who was penalised. Now then, can Barrow Raiders compose themselves? Here's the big gangly Jamie Butler, all 6'5" of him. On the field, taking a bit of time to untangle his legs and get to his feet to play that ball. Chris Young now. Good work from Young. Up to the 40-metre line. Should have had a penalty there, can claim the Barrow Raiders supporters. Butler once again. Another one who's been ever present this season for this Barrow Raiders side. Young. Tackled by Bartow. Now here's Rooney. Rooney chips one over the top for Larkin to chase into the corner. Well dealt with by Payen.
Did very well, the Toulouse winger there, caught the ball with his back to play, knew that Barrow would be chasing up strong. Very intelligent play on the wing.
That's 3.
So Toulouse now having to dig themselves out of a bit of trouble here. Under pressure, Barrow looking to respond. There's Tilly Pello, another New Caledonian and a student in Toulouse. Couturier now. That's the 5th tackle. They're inside their own 40. Vilgas just hammers that one straight upfield and straight into the arms of the superbly positioned Gary Broadbent.
And that was a better defensive set by Barrow, that contained them to 30 metres with the ball in hand. Now they've got to do the right thing as well. They've got to finish this set off. They've got to put a real good kick in and try and keep it in field at the end of this set of 6. Try and take some energy away from the big French forwards.
And they get another penalty. Just Bartow just lying on a bit too long there.
I think in this game Toulouse have recognised that they're losing the floor a little bit. They're doing more work on the floor and less work in the wrestle. When they're stood up, they're not doing it. They're trying to get them to the floor and just bite that extra second off. I don't think it's working.
So that penalty, which Rooney has planted into touch, takes them up to the 20-metre line in the Toulouse half. And half an hour gone here. The French side ahead by 12 points to 6. And Borland clattered into Butler there.
Wait for the foot, wait.
Brought him to the ground. Change of angles. Noon now. Noon able to offload to Rooney. Rooney trying to put the step on this Toulouse defence.
Tackle 3, move!
3 tackles gone.
Wait, go.
Ellis. Luisi now. Finch. Well, Finch was the target, but it bounces into the hands of Katic, and Nixon will duck it down, but it went forwards. And just got in a bit of a mess out on the wide there, the left-hand side.
You can see Katic passes the ball, it propels forward off Liam Harrison. That's why the try's not being given. It was James Nixon who caught the ball.
Propels
forward.
Big word for you, that.
Barrow Raiders really not playing to the high standards that they've set this season, as they've been among the pace setters at the top of the table. Them and Halifax, of course. Halifax suffered their own, well, I wouldn't say embarrassing defeats, but certainly surprise defeat at Gateshead Thunder at the weekend, which did Barrow Raiders a favour, as the ball is knocked on by Toulouse. That's done Barrow a favour as well.
And you could see Eric Hansen, he just had a little look up who was in front of him. What was the play he was going to get? As soon as he caught that ball, was he going to pass it? Was he going to take him on? Was he going to get a quick play of the ball? Nope, he was going to knock it on.
Did that propel forward?
Rooney, Finch, Harrison comes back on the inside and just not firing on all cylinders at the moment, the Barrow Raiders.
They'll probably, if they take the penalties out of the game and take a couple of the simple mistakes out, they'd be in the game.
Move!
Only 6 points separating the sides at the moment.
Let's go.
Butler to his feet to play the ball. Rooney. Luisi. Little step from the former London Bronco and Harlequin man.
Let's go.
Rooney now. Ellis. Finch. And again, the pass doesn't find the target, and Liam Harrison holds his head in his hands and knows that another chance has gone begging, and referee Hewer will bring him back to where the knock-on has no advantage.
And they're getting really frustrated with themselves. This is about the 4th time that they've passed the ball out. Liam Harrison again knocking the ball forward.
There's a lot of spin passes, Tez. What you look for in rugby league is a good weight on a pass. And often when you spin a pass, you put too much weight on it. That will hit its target, that previous pass. But if you do what we call a 6 o'clock pass, which is just a flop pass with nice weight, somebody's going to propel it forward. I should keep my mouth shut.
That one propelled forward, and it's come back to the Barrow Raiders now. Sakatic in possession, plays the ball. A scrappy phase of the game from both sides. Young for the line, Young over the line. Has he got that one down to the satisfaction of the referee? He has. And Chris Young, try underneath the posts, will surely be converted to level the scores here.
A couple of mistakes, a couple of penalties, and Chris Young, there was only one winner here. He come straight, he come hard, he picked the hole, and there was no stopping him. You could see that Liam Finch got out, he picked them in, he'd drawn the players to him, and as you said, there's only one winner there in Chris Young. He's just big, he's strong, you've got to really defend in front of him, you can't show him a gap like that, and he just left Rory Bromley, the fullback, in all sorts of trouble trying to stop the big man.
Signed from Workington Town in the close season. Rooney then adds 2 more points from bang in front of the posts, and the scores are level at 12 points apiece. Neither side can say they're really playing their best this evening. Too many mistakes, too many penalties. Nothing to choose.
It just shows you the importance of those 2 pivotal things, possession and position. Once you surrender the pair of them, it really is difficult.
Barrow, a very tricky game, place to get a win this season. They won from 10 from 12 at home in all competitions this year, so Toulouse are up against it. Bromley's restart is fielded by Gary Broadbent.
Fast, move, hold.
Broadbent taking his time to get to his feet, and because he claims he was being impeded by Nicholas Foray. Now here's Liam Finch, missing his regular half-back partner Darren Holt, who's out with a knee injury. Of course, Rooney there putting the kick in, looking for a 40-20. Not eligible to play in the Northern Rail Cup final against Widnes on Sunday week. So they'll be hoping that Darren Holt, their record point scorer, can recover to play in that game, because Liam Campbell, another half-back here at Barrow Raiders, is out probably for the rest of the season, hence the need to get Rooney on board.
Wait for the foot, go. Yeah.
Here's Johan Bartow, and those who were at the the England-France game in Paris just a few weeks ago will have seen his cousin William Bartow in action. Just 17 years of age for Bobby Goulding's France side.
Jamie, make sure you don't go down his head.
Contributed one spectacular pass. I don't know if you remember that one, Barry, that had people oohing in admiration.
That's right, we were watching him. He only looked about 14 or 15 years of age, but he got on the pitch and played with a lot of confidence.
Ready?
Quite correct. I think he set a try up with that pass, so let's hope that can carry this French team, Toulouse, and indeed the French national game forward.
Fast!
Well, that kick taken on the 20-metre line by Broadbent. Now Nixon.
I think looking at Barrow the way they are, they've got to show more shape off the ball. It's very easy for this Toulouse side to get numbers in. Like, you want to give your teammate a chance, pull them off the ball, pull the defence really wide, so you can try and get these one-on-ones. Look at that. He's running into 2 of the biggest lads on the pitch, Andreas Bauer there.
Couturier has come away from that tackle hobbling for Toulouse. Is in some trouble in the middle of the field, Damien Couturier. His left knee is already heavily strapped. I don't know if it's something to do with that. Rooney plays the ball just inside the Toulouse half. On the last, it's Finch who puts the tackle in straight into the arms of Sebastian Payan. And Payan will run it back. Not very far.
Well, he tries to bring it back to centre pitch. As soon as you bring the ball back to the centre of the pitch, you've got options either side, Bill.
Second, move!
Pello now plays the ball.
Wait. Go. Tackle through, let's move!
Now Nicholas Foray,
Jamie with the footweight.
survivor of the 2005 Cup run for Toulouse when they got all the way to the semi-final. Oh, Borland did well to offload that. And it's with Mitchell now. Little skip from Mitchell. He's lost that ball, though. He was so busy skipping that he lost control of it.
That was a glorious offload. Borland takes the ball up. Knows his support runner is near him. There it is. There's the dislodging of the ball. Andreas Bauer dislodges the ball. But I think if they can follow the big fellas, as they started doing in the opening 25-30 minutes, and show faith in that and keep faith in that, we'll get some rewards from them.
Coming up towards the half-time, just a couple of minutes to go in the first half here.
Hold, go.
In steamy Barrow Furnace. I don't think that's been said too often.
Second,
well, not in that context anyway.
Stay.
Just inside the Toulouse half. Finch plays the ball. Here's Butler now. Toulouse will be happy to keep this scoreline as it is.
Go.
To the break. Luisi. Broadbent now. Broadbent joining in the attack. And then is going to end up in touch. Held, cries the referee. Well, that's
2 feet. One's 2 feet off the ground.
a harsh call from Gareth Hewer, or is it?
Gareth Hewer, you could hear him call, held. You've got to release him now. Well, again, that, it is, I always say it's a tough call, that, because how do you stop players when they're in control of the ruck and they're trying to push somebody and dominate them in defence? Sometimes you just cannot hear the referee.
Especially in front of this popular stand here at Craven Park.
Move!
Full again.
Let's go.
Barrow supporters certainly enjoying life at the moment, although not enjoying the best performance from their side here this evening.
Gone through.
Finch picking that loose ball up and then trying to weave his way through.
Second, move! On the line.
Still time in this first half for Barrow Raiders to get back in front here. Rooney fires the ball out. Mitchell tried to intercept. He's knocked it down. Time for Barrow maybe to get head and feet at the scrum.
They look a really frustrated side tonight. Martin Mitchell, you can see, went for the intercept, but they're looking to play on the edges too much. They're not trying to tire it out and take away the big aggressive forwards, go forward in the Toulouse side. They're just looking to try and get on the outside of him. And sometimes when you've got the ball as a big prop forward in the Barrow side, you're going to get a whack, but it's for the good of the team and it's for the good of the next player.
Let's go.
So into the last 15 seconds or so here in the first half. And here come Barrow Raiders with Luisi. He is tackled. Ellis takes charge of proceedings, pushes Andreas Bauer out of the way, fires the pass to Rooney. Rooney steps on the gas and goes for the line. Can't quite get there. Looked as though he was through. Offloads to Ellis, and Ellis is held up, or is he? Has he got that ball down? We'll need the video referee Tennant to have a look at that, but that would be a dramatic end to this first half. It looked as though Rooney was going to go all the way himself.
What about this if he gets this down? Jamie Rooney, everybody thought he was in for that try himself, but he still stayed strong and he offloaded to this guy, Andy Ellis. Does he get this ball down?
Once he's off the ground, yeah, I call held. He may be near us.
Does he lose it?
It's Bartow's hand, Johan Bartow's hand in there, and Rory Bromley as well.
You can see that the Toulouse player, actually gets his hand in. He does lose possession. There you go. Do you know, you've seen these ones given over this year. The ball's dislodged by the Toulouse player. Then Andy Ellis does actually ground it. Is it a loose carry? Was it ripped? What's the interpretation of the video
waiting for the decision.
Yeah.
Did Ellis just lose control of that? He did. No try. And again, that really sums up the first half for the Barrow Raiders. They get close, so they've had opportunities, and they've spilled the ball. They've also conceded penalties, which has allowed Toulouse to come back into this game and to give a really good account of themselves. An interesting introduction to life in the Championship for Jamie Rooney there, number 24 for the